honest. Is Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog, really a resting pose for you? For so many of us, it feels less like a rest and more like work. It's a struggle, a challenge we just have to get through. If you find yourself in this pose with hamstrings screaming, wrists aching, or just feeling generally clumsy and out of place, then you've come to the right place. You are definitely not alone. This pose, as foundational as it is, might be one of the most misunderstood in all of yoga. Hi, everyone. My name is Genene, and I'm a certified yoga instructor who is and always will be a student of this practice. In today's video, we'll start with a warm-up, and then together we'll go step by step into the final pose, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Let's start with a quick but super effective sequence to get all the key players ready. Spine, the shoulders, the wrists, and the hamstrings. First up, let's wake up the spine with a seated cat and cow. Let's come to a seated position, hands on your thighs, and then inhale, extend the spine, lift the chest, look up, and exhale, pull the belly in, round the spine, looking down, and inhale to neutral spine. Next, come to all fours. Place your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. Feel how stable this base is. From here, let's flow through a few rounds of cat-cow. As you inhale, engage your low back muscles, lift your heart forward, and send your gaze up slightly for cow pose. Feel that gentle arch as you draw the bottom tips of your shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, reverse it. Push the floor away, tuck your pelvis, and round your spine up to the ceiling like stretching a cat. And feel the space you're creating across your upper back. Now let the breath lead the way. Inhale into cow, opening the front body. Exhale into cat, lengthening the back body. One more inhale. This is as much about connecting your mind to your body as it is about warming up. Really notice the movement in each part of your spine and exhale. Our goal in down dog is to find a long, neutral spine, the exact opposite of this rounded cat shape we're creating here. All right, come back to a neutral spine. And let's give our wrists some love. From tabletop, start to make some gentle circles with your torso over your hands in one direction. Maybe start clockwise, feeling the weight shift around your hands. And now counterclockwise, you're just gently shifting your weight around to prepare the joints. Next, let's create more mobility in the shoulders by practicing the external arm rotation we're going to need in our upper arms for down dog with no weight. Sit on your heels and take your arms out into scarecrow arms, elbows bent. Turn your palms to face outward, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Inhale. And then exhale, spinning the hands towards the back of the room as you bring the forearms forward in line with the front of your shoulders. Feel the space across the back of your shoulders, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale and open the palms out. Take the arms out to the sides, squeeze the shoulder blades, and exhale. Palms back. Arms in line with the front of your shoulders and broaden. One more. Inhale, open the arms. You're going to use what you learn here in the rest of the warm-up. And exhale in. Let's come into an extended child's pose. Sit back onto your heels. Walk your arms forward and overhead on the floor, fingertips on the ground, and lift your arm bones high to the sky, forehead resting on the ground. When I first started my yoga practice, I wrestled with downward dog. But after years of practice, study, and teaching, I started to discover the small shifts and alignment secrets that can transform this pose from one of pain to one of power. These stretches are one of the things that work for me. Next up is puppy pose or Utthana Shishosana or Anahatasana. This is a fantastic way to open the shoulders and the upper back. So walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and come back to that tabletop position. And then keeping your hips stacked right over your knees, start to walk your hands forward. Lift your arms up, keep them lifted, and let your heart melt towards the mat. Rest your forehead on the floor if you can. And if your shoulders are feeling even more open, you can rest your chin on the mat and look forward, but don't force it. You should feel a deep stretch across your shoulders. Lift the inner edges of your upper arms faster than your outer arms. This pose mimics the arm and shoulder position of downward dog without asking them to bear your full weight yet. To come out, walk your hands back and come back up to tabletop. And finally, let's give those hamstrings some deep love. From tabletop, step your right foot forward between your hands into a low lunge. You keep your back knee on the ground, toes tucked or not. Place your hands on your front thigh for balance, and then gently press your hips forward, feeling a stretch in the front of your left hip. Hold here. Now shift your hips back, straightening your front leg as much as you comfortably can, coming on to your heel, and then fold over it for half split, fingers framing the foot on the ground. Ardha Hanumanasana. Pull your toes up to the ceiling to get into the calf as well. The key here, keep a long spine. Don't round your back just to get your nose to your knee. Now gently come back to tabletop. Let's come to the left side. Left leg forward, hands on the thigh, feeling a stretch in the front of your right hip, spine nice and long, and then straightening the front leg, coming onto that front heel, bowing forwards, hands to the earth for half splits on this side. Keeping your spine nice and long. Remember, it's about the sensation of length. In our next and final down dog tutorial video, I'll guide you through a series of modifications to make this pose more accessible and also how to make the pose more challenging. So stay tuned for that video, but for now, bring the left leg back to meet the right and you're ready to build your downward facing dog. So let's go into the pose. Even if you've done this pose a million times, I invite you to take your time with each instruction and see what new insight you can gain by slowing things down. Remember, this isn't about perfect, it's about creating a strong pose that works for you. Part 1, the foundation, your hands. Start on all fours, look down at your hands. How you place them affects your arms, your shoulders, and your spine. So place them shoulder width, wrist creases parallel with your mat, and spread your fingers wide. Now, a classic mistake is dumping all the weight into the heel of the wrist, which can quickly lead to wrist pain where there's more pressure of the wrist, such as plank pose, your arm balance poses. So we want to spread that weight across the entire hand. Press down firmly through all four corners of your palm, but pay special attention to the base of your index finger and thumb, that L shape. Really ground that spot down and imagine you're trying to create a little suction cup in the center of your palm. This little trick is called Hasta Bandha and it protects your wrists while engaging your forearm muscles. Feel that activation? Good. Part two. Let's move up the chain to the shoulders. First, push the floor away to create a slight protraction of the shoulders, tops of the shoulders moving away from the ears. And then next, we want to create external rotation in the upper arms. What's that mean? Without moving your hands, roll your upper arms outward. So your biceps are going to spin slightly forward, and then your triceps wrap back. So, like inner bicep to outer tricep to inner tricep. So these two actions create space across your upper back and stops your shoulders from bunching up around your ears. At the same time, keep pressing into your index fingers and this creates stability. The main goal is just to create space and stability. Okay, we're ready for part three. Here we go. You've got your hands, your shoulders, tuck your toes under, take a big breath in. As you exhale, push through your hands, lift your knees off the floor, and send your hips high to the sky, keeping your knees bent for a moment. And this is key. Thighs are going to go back towards the wall behind you to help you extend the spine and take the pressure off the arms. And then I give you official permission to keep your knees bent. Bend them a lot if you need, perhaps more than you think, to take the pressure off of your hamstrings so that you can focus on the most important thing, getting a long spine and lift your sitting bones high to the sky. So your body should look like an inverted V. Imagine a straight line of energy running all the way up your wrists, your arms, your spine, your sit bones, which are lifting up at the very top. And only then would you be straightening the legs. That might not be today. Want help engaging your core? Well, without actually moving your hands, imagine dragging them towards your feet. Feel your arm and core muscles activate. Want more? Gaze towards your belly button. Feel that action help you pull your belly in and move your ribs towards the center of your body. This is supporting your low back. The neck is just an extension of the spine, so let it follow that line, moving it back into neutral. Keep pressing the mat away from you. As you're trying to push the floor forward, this will help send your hips even higher and further back. Now come to your knees and rest. Stay here or come into child's pose. Come back to all fours and let's go again. This time, we'll add the legs and feet. Press the floor away, shoulders away from the ears, and lift up, extending the spine, engaging the core. Your feet should be about hip width apart. Look at your feet. Point your toes straight ahead and your heels straight back. Often they will try to swing inward. If they do, push out and down through your inner heels. From your bent knee down dog, you can start to walk your dog, gently bending one knee deeply as you press the opposite heel towards the mat. And then switch, moving slowly, breathing with the movement. Feel that stretch. There's this myth that the goal of down dog is to get your heels to the floor. It's not. Whether your heels touch the mat or not, a lot of that has to do with your personal anatomy, like the length of your Achilles tendons and how advanced you are in your yoga practice. Now, straighten the legs. If you're ready, if it doesn't work for you, keep them bent. Now, instead of forcing your heels down, whether your legs are straight or bent, you don't want to mess up your alignment. Just think of your heels as being heavy and let them sink towards the mat, letting them hover if they need to. You don't want to round your back and dump the weight back into your wrists, undoing all of our hard work. Remember that priority list. A long spine is more important than straight legs. Straight legs are more important than heels on the floor. And come down and rest. Let's do one more round for the road. Ready? Once again, find your down dog for today. Knees bent, heels up, whatever it is. And let's all come up together. While you hold the pose, let's do a quick recap. Hands are grounded and active. Arms are strong. Upper arm bones are rotating outward. Shoulders broad away from your ears. Spine long and neutral. Non-negotiable. Hips lifting up, pressing back. Legs, knees are bent if you need to. Thighs are pressing back. And then heels are releasing downward but not being forced. To come out on an exhale, gently lower your knees back to the mat. And you can sit back on your heels, give your wrists a little shake. How did that down dog feel? A little more like rest, a little more like strength, or maybe both? Some of the most common mistakes in down dog include a rounded back, collapsed shoulders, and these are a few of the things that we'll tackle in our next yoga tutorial on down dog, as well as how to make this pose more challenging once it begins to feel more like a resting pose. So make sure you've subscribed to my channel so you're notified of all my upcoming yoga videos. And remember, in the comments below, let me know which yoga tutorial you'd like for me to make for you next. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I can't wait to hear about your progress. Until next time, namaste.